All right, everyone, welcome back. We have a match now between Pathetic Wretches and 4 plus Juan in the C West Division. I'm joined once again by Murphy. Murphy, how you doing? It's only
Doing
been
pretty
like
good.
20 minutes.
Yeah, it's a first interesting co-cast and little crash course on camera control. So we'll see
Yeah,
how this goes.
we're gonna try out some fancy replay stuff here, guys. So we'll see how it goes. Let us know how we're doing. I need like a how's my casting like bumper sticker. Uh, anyway, to bring up to date on what's happening in C Division West, we have Pathetic Wretches and 4 plus 1. Both teams are towards the bottom of the standings. I think Pathetic Wretches, I think we're in 10th, and 4 plus 1 are in 12th. So, uh, both teams
Killing
trying
me.
to, get some victories here. But it should be, a pretty fun match. The teams were in good spirits in the coin flip lobby. So, I'm expecting some fun games out of this match. We have the let's see, we are on maps. We're Cursed Hollow, and I think Volskaya is the second one. So, look forward to that. I am gonna remember which map we're on first this time.
Yeah, again, both captains just having a great time in the chat. I don't even remember what the second map was.
Yeah, I wrote it down, so we're not completely lost here. But yes, this is one of the more fun matches I think that we'll see tonight. Definitely not the same stakes as the previous series from Division A, but we're all having a good time in NGS. Games are a lot better than your random like quick match games. So can't complain, right?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll see a very cheesy draft
Oh,
here.
we can hope,
Those,
man. I'm
those
ready.
are always fun to watch.
I'm ready. Well, we're not getting too early indications of cheese just yet. Just, Kale being banned out. That one's maybe a little unusual. And Phoenix being banned out as well. It's pretty standard. Also, Dahaka being picked up on Curse's Hollow, not unexpected. Definitely a solid first pick. We saw how well, Dahaka could be used in, Division A. So, hoping to see the same from,
Yeah,
Pathetic Wretches. Oh yeah,
again,
sorry.
just that.
Yeah, Pathetic Wretches are on the left. 4 plus 1 is on the right. I think the titles are there, but just in case. Cool. Yeah. I mean, I didn't actually have time to look at these teams, but what do you if you were to do a cheese and Cruise and Hollow, what would it be? What's your favorite?
All right, so my team, we were actually known for running Juice Pirates, and we, after our first two matches being cast, afterwards every team just banned Medic first ban,
Oh,
and
I
we were
do
just
remember
crying
that.
on the inside.
I do remember that. You guys were like, yes, the first few matches of the league were like just Juice Pirates nonsense. So it was fun. But I don't think it doesn't look like we're doing. It looks like we're doing pretty standard compositions though. We have Diablo and Tukov coming out. Again, always high priority picks these days. Diablo offering a pretty solid amount of control around the Cursed and Hollow, cursed points, cursed locations. Cursed point is like what happens when you get like two tributes. Anyway, there's a lot of walls for Diablo to like wall bang people into, and Stukov of course has the zone control that that he is known for.
Interesting enough, we didn't see the Garrosh ban.
Yeah, Garrosh could come out as well. I don't know if Pathetic Wretches knows something about Kael'thas that we don't, but definitely not the most
I
common ban that you
I know
see.
in the lower leagues where you have the living bomb though, it can just tear through a team.
That it can. For Grammy Malfurion, alright, it's very standard compositions here.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't think we'll be seeing any cheese today.
Darn. Well, there's still three more picks, dude. It could, or Pathetic Wretches could just do a Cho'Gall. I don't know if Malf is the best Cho'Gall healer, but I'm just saying it's a possibility. That's decent three man. Um,
You have the solo laner.
we do,
Greyman's a
we
pretty
do.
decent solo laner too.
I don't think they've run it recently. In terms of what Pathetic Wretches like to run, I believe I've cast them before. They do really favor Malfurion. It is in their name. Pathetic Wretches is actually one of Malfurion's voice lines, so I am hoping that they will just spam it everywhere. They let me down last time, but maybe this time. They also favor Blaze and Tychus, along with Sonya. So wouldn't be surprised to see, some of those heroes get picked up in the back. Yeah, 4+1 is aware of their blaze, so banning that out. Definitely, even in the lower leagues, important to do your homework.
My team will do extensive homework on
Yeah.
people just to get that small upper hand.
Yep. Draft very important for heroes at this time. We'll also see those what the third ban brings out with the what is it happening in July? It sounded like.
I
So
believe the next rank season, they said they were
yeah, they
bringing it
pushed
down.
it back. They pushed it back. Things to look forward to.
Do we know when performance-based matchmaking is coming
There's
back?
something
Because
on
I
Reddit
know
actually about that. The systems designer says that it is not ready yet, and they don't have a date for it. So I don't actually think we'll see it this year.
it was pretty funny when that first came out.
That was I didn't touch I didn't touch ranked at that point. I was like, nope. Anyway, back on topic. Pathetic Wretches running down the clock on their ban. See what they don't want to deal with. Sonya, okay.
Sonya.
Solid ban there. It's one of the solo laners that can match the Haka depending on the matchup. So, yeah, I don't see a reason why you wouldn't ban it. We'll see what 4+1 wants to pick up for damage. Is that they like to play 4+1 likes to play a variety of different heroes. So, there's not really any clear trends that come up, at least when I'm looking at it. So honestly, like they could pick whatever, probably make it work. I don't know. With a Diablo, what would you go with the Diablo? Like, what's your favorite damage dealer to run with the Diablo Stukov?
I mean, Maiev is beautiful with the Warden's Cage, or even a
Yes.
Medivh combo with the ley line into the APOC.
Ooh, they could do a Medivh Maiev. I'd like that. That'd be fun to watch. Yeah, we definitely saw the effectiveness of Maiev in the previous season. So, season, the previous series, the other S word.
Murden.
Murderly Ming.
Interesting.
Okay, going for the really chunky double front line. I think Pathetic Wretches does play Tychus, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Tychus and another tank come out. Maybe even a Leo if they really want to like double down on that percent health damage.
I could honestly see a Tychus ETC here.
Ooh, that'd be nice. Yeah, I don't know. They're thinking about it. That would be my preference actually. Tychus definitely able to, burn down that Diablo and Muradin both. That high health pool. I did actually also see like a Tracer be very effective against the Diablo. I think it was also in Division C. I don't remember who was playing that though. But that honestly, like at level 10, the percent health damage from the pulse bomb can just tear through tanks, which is
Very
crazy.
true.
It's crazy to watch, but it can happen. Or Pathetic Wretches taking their time for Tyrael Tychus. All right.
Tyrael Tychus. So
Like
we
that.
do have that Tychus.
Yeah, we do have Tychus. Like, I knew they played Tychus. Tyrael, what do you think about that one? I have some thoughts, but what do you think?
It's, I mean, it's an interesting pick here overall. You do have the Sanctification later on, where you just have that full invulnerability, but the Stukov just throwing that silence underneath makes you almost scared to want to go that.
Yeah, okay. Well, what about Judgment? Because I was thinking it was going to be Judgment Tyrael, not Sanctification.
I cringe against Judgment Materials just based off of with a Malfurion. You don't want to leave him back there by himself and the Tychus. But diving onto that Li Ming before she could get her resets, especially if you have the Greymane follow through with you, that just could instantly blow him up. Again, we're going to have to see what their last pick is over here just to see how their team rounds out.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't be too surprised with the Judgment. You can have the Hawk appeal for the backline a little bit. But definitely, yeah, it's a Medivh.
They do go with the Medivh.
Yeah. All right, I'm excited. But being able to actually the Medivhs are really solid pickup too because it also disincentivizes the Judgment pick too, right? Because whoever the Judgment target is can just get Force of Will and take damage. I really like that pick by 4+1. We'll see if they're able to execute it. But it should be a good combo. Good times had in Division C. We've hey buddy regime, he's over in chat.
That would be my DPS player
All
on my
right,
team.
he's laughing about your he's talking a little bit of crap about your homework though, so you can talk to you can take him to task later. Anyway, getting into this game. Um, honestly, 4+1's team fight I think is really scary. If Li Ming is able to get those combos, like if they're able to like just burst down Greymane or Malfurion, they should be able to just kind of clean up those fights. They don't have a huge health pool on the side of Pathetic Wretches, and Malfurion doesn't deal super well with burst damage, so it's something that they'll have to work out, like look out for.
Yeah. Now we have 4+1 on the right side, I believe.
Yes, we do. 4+1 is on the right. And on the left, we have the Pathetic Wretches. We have Roth playing Greymane. We have J Ohio on Dahaka. We have Slintos playing Tychus. We have Captain Snail on Malfurion. And Percival is playing Tyrael.
And then on our 4+1, we have. I actually do not know who's on the Medivh since he is in bird form. We have
gotcha.
we have Cancerfish on Medivh. Leaving, we have Jaren Kondo, and then on Murden we have Fidel Cashflow. On Diablo we have Geek72, and on Stukov we have Pedro.
I love that name, Fidel Cashflow.
The Fidel Cashflow.
Cash money. All right, so he's gonna go ahead and move over to the center here. Looks like pretty standard. Just teams feeling each other out. Dahaka's gonna go ahead and move up to the top lane as he usually does, getting that early soak. Not much ego. All right, so I mean, okay, so I talked a little bit about like 4+1's team fight, but inside of the Pathetic Wretches, it's one of those cases where they also have a lot of burst, and if they're able to get onto one of the lower health targets, they should be able to take them out pretty easily. And it shouldn't really be, if they're able to get those picks, take Li Ming out, it should be pretty good for them. But if the fights go a little bit too long, Li Ming's poke damage might start to prove, might start to be a problem.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to basically if Li Ming can get those resets or not. In team fights. Looks like we have Greymane taking that early siege camp.
Yeah, Greymane going ahead and taking the siege camp here. We have, teams just matching it pretty evenly. We actually almost have Muradin going down to the top.
Looks like we're going to have a fight for it, actually.
Oh yeah, Medivh scouted it out. Ooh, Cancerfish going in big for this. Does get the heal from Malfurion, and I think Medivh's gonna have a little bit of trouble getting out there. I really like that aggressive play, but it just didn't quite work out solo. Definitely, Pathetic Wretches responding in time for that. We have the teams going ahead, and looks like 4+1 goes ahead and picks up their siege camp in the bottom lane. It's can't really argue with that, getting some early map pressure. The first tribute is going to be in the bottom lane though, so Roth needs to be a little bit careful to not get picked up by Geek72 there. He does, get her out, just rolls away. So, those that siege camp might not get as much value as they might like. On the other hand, Pathetic Wretches do have the siege camp pushing in the top lane. Muradin did have a bit of trouble with Dahaka earlier, so we'll see. He throws his gun in the bush. We'll see how much he wants to actually push that.
Okay, looks like we might have Medivh coming up to try to get the Dahaka. Oh, looks like we might have a fight here.
Yep, Medivh going ahead, trying to poke Dahaka down. I believe that he has, a decent amount of essence. He has 47, so, not too much of a problem there.
Again, they got to clear out that siege before they actually come down for this tribute.
In the bot lane, yep, I caught it. We're good.
Right.
Yeah, in the bot lane though, we did have an engage. Some nice work by Roth, going in and getting Diablo down pretty low. They do manage to take him out with a well-placed grenade from Tychus. So nice work there, showing basically, yeah, this is what the Wretches want to do. They want to get these like fast picks with Greymane, and if they're, if the fight goes, yeah, if 4+1's not able to kind of like, hold down that front line and, stop the aggression from Pathetic Wretches, it's gonna be a little tough. So definitely nice work there getting that first tribute. Okay, we have Pathetic Wretches going ahead and taking their, looks like their Bruiser camp. No problems there. I'm just kind of taking it pretty slow after that, little skirmish in the bottom lane over the tribute.
Yeah, pretty close in lead with levels. They do have the talent tier advantage right now.
Yeah, I think most of that's just from the kills if I'm looking at this right. Yeah, we have about like 1,200 XP from the hero kills. That is enough for that level, but 4+1 doing a great job keeping even in the minion XP. So, if they're able to, they're going to be able to hit level 7 for this next engagement. I think, trying to get Greymane here. But it does look, yeah, it looks like they'll be able to take this fight on even talent tiers. So, they're not too concerned about those early kills, I hope. It happens. Team's positioning up for an engage here. Leaving orb landing right square in the face of Falindrith and Percival there. Looks like teams are fighting over this first pretty well. Medivh gets picked up in the back. That removes a lot of protection from the side of 4+1. If they're like, they're in retreat now. Tychus basically has free reign over both Diablo and Muradin. They've been both separated from Stukov there. So, nice work by Wretches trying to get back into that team, that fight and take out 4+1.
Yeah, very quick engage. Diablo was trying to get that sneak onto the Malfurion, but didn't have the follow-through damage, really.
Yep, definitely. I think, yeah, I have to look at it again, but it's one of those things where if both of the tanks engage and aren't really like peeling for the backline, it leaves everyone a little bit too vulnerable, and they'll get taken out. So. We'll see what they want to do for the second tribute. This is Curse Point for Pathetic Wretches. They're trying to get level 10 before 4+1 can respond. They're going to go ahead and see if they can. Ooh, okay, Pathetic Wretches do check that bush. I like it a lot, guys. Always check your bushes. Malfurion's Moonfire is very low mana cost, so it's basically the perfect like bush check tool. So, Fidel Cashflow does get got it out there, but I'm gonna try to pick an engage, but the Wretches do have 10, so 4+1 have to be careful. I know they don't want to give this curse up, but it is also something where they think that they have to if they want to avoid falling too far behind. Zero does get picked up in the back. Dahaka manages to take him out. Easy. Muradin goes down as well.
This game could go into a very snowball effect right here, because they do have the siege camp pushing top, with no one responding to it yet.
Yep. It's it's tough, right? Because I know that down 2 levels, and with your opponent having level 10, you're gonna want to. Greymane does go over the wall, but there's no damage coming out from the fort there. It is Curse Point. It's one of those, it's one of those situations where you don't want to give up the tribute because then your opponent gets the curse, but also you kind of have to. Otherwise, you risk, giving up. I think there was like 3 or so kills to Pathetic Wretches here, and now it's level 11, it's level 8. This does set up a very strong snowball effect on this map, because you basically get free reign over all the structures, all the minion XP, and it can very rapidly spiral out of control. It does look like Pathetic Wretches have picked up all of the forts. 4+1 trying to pick up Dahaka here, but Pathetic Wretches do collapse on that. No problem. Muradin leaps over the wall, he's safe. At Dwarf.
They're probably just going to play it safe here and go for boss at this point.
Yeah, and why not? It is the end of the curse. I really hate it when people take the boss at the beginning of the curse, because that's time when you could be pushing out the lanes instead. I really, this is great timing by Pathetic Wretches to take the boss and get additional map pressure. With level 13 to 9, well even 13 to 10, they could decide to invade the boss on the side of 4+1. We'll see what they want to do after this.
They do have the boss pushing on to keep, though.
Yes, they do. So we'll see what the response is from 4+1. In terms of ultimates, we actually do have Sanctification taken by Tyrael to do that instead of Judgment. Diablo does have Apocalypse, pretty standard stuff. Li Ming did take Wave of Force as well, so trying to get the team to spread out a bit. They just do go for the boss invade. Again, one of these tough situations. You are still down a talent tier, and you do have the boss pushing in the bottom lane. Naga was scouting for Pathetic Wretches. Let's get picked here. They might be able to get this pick off. 4+1
They
might.
do pop the Odin.
They do. The Phalanx Swipe comes out maybe a little early. Not going to be able to use that during the boss. Apocalypse comes out and lands on 3 people.
Leyline?
Leyline goes out as well. Like the Apox setting up for the Leyline looks like. It's the sanctification. Everyone.
Oh,
in
the Twilight on the Sanct.
Yeah. Yeah, Twilight Dream coming out there, just able to very easily take out 4+1 with the protection offered by Sanctification. Nice work by Pathetic Wretches. Good boss attempt by 4+1. Just, Sanctification is a very powerful, boss control ability, so.
Yeah, there's just nothing you can do when Sanctification's up, because your whole team's just invulnerable.
Indeed. This, potentially could be game. With the boss still in full health, it might actually be a very early game on Curse and Hollow. Looks like 4+1 is trying to mount a defense, but, Muradin gets dragged, just taken out by Tyrael and Tychus. Just unable to do much of anything there. And the Wretches are going to go ahead and siege up on the core. I believe that this looks like it's going to be a game. Pathetic Wretches is going to go ahead and take this pretty easily. 4+1 not able to mount a defense. They go up 1-0 in the series.
And that just goes to show how much the first curse can actually turn a game.
Yeah, it's definitely the case where it's if you're giving up the first curse, you're trying to pick like the lesser of the evils. Basically, it's tough because you want to be able to delay the curse so you can soak all the lanes, ideally. But you also don't want to give up any kills before the curse happens. So it's a difficult situation, especially when you have that much of an early lead, as Pathetic Wretches did. But some solid effort for 4+1, like not afraid to try to like defend that boss steal. So I like it.
It's one of those things where you just got to go with it.
You do just gotta go. Sometimes you just gotta do it, because otherwise, as you saw, that boss would have just ran down the top lane and won the game. So cool. All right, we will see what 4+1 has in store for us in the second game of the series. It's gonna be on Volskaya Foundry. We're gonna go ahead and get that set up, and we will be right back. Hello everyone, welcome back to Game 2 of Pathetic Wretches versus 4+1. Pathetic Wretches took Game 1 pretty, I think solidly, if that's what you want to call a 4-level lead. But 4+1, had some really good, attempts to get back into the game. So I'm hoping that they will have a, successful time on Volskaya Foundry. What do you want to see from them, Murphy? Like I really liked, their fearlessness basically to take the boss fight. But what do you think they need in this game?
Pathetic Wretches just did a great job on actually controlling their mercenary camps, whereas 4+1 never really went for theirs unless they had to fight for the boss. And that's what Volskaya Foundry is all. It's literally just getting those turret camps and the healing camp, and that's how you win this map.
Yeah, we'll see if they're able to. My favorite thing is on this map, just watching to see if the teams like stockpile the the items. That's always fun to watch in HCC, especially just seeing who has the largest arsenal.
When you just have 4 turrets come out, it's you can't win that fight.
Yeah, it's like everyone is Gazlowe now all of a sudden. Speaking of Gazlowe, we could see it on Volskaya Foundry. I don't know how cheesy we want to be here. 4+1, but I think it might be time to kind of, if you want to have some fun, just go for it. We'll see if they want to do another standard composition or if they would like to, do some fun cheese on this map. Looks pretty standard for now. Picking up Lucio first. It's an interesting priority, not picking up Stukov or Malfurion. Lucio does have a great amount of just all AoE healing, a lot of mobility on this map as well. With all the walls around the what is it, control points? That's the Overwatch word for it, I think.
Yeah, the control points.
Yeah, we'll see what pathetic Wretches want to pick up in return. Again, wouldn't be too surprised to see, the standard Malfurion come out. Guys, you still need to hit me with that voice line. Haven't heard it. Another one of their favorites is Hanzo. Pretty good on this map as well, especially for taking mercenary camps, as you pointed out. So I could definitely see them opting into that if they want to. Blaze as well, pretty solid on this map. Just the sustain that he has and zone control for the control points. Yeah, there he goes. Blaze and Greymane. We're not seeing Hanzo, but we are seeing Pathetic Wretch's Blaze, which was, I think, banned out last time, if I believe.
Yeah, the Blaze was banned.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. 4+1 probably looking to pick up. They're probably gonna pick a 3-man maybe. Maybe pick up a tank and a damage dealer. They're not too worried about support. Interesting that Pathetic Wretches didn't pick up a support early either. That does allow 4+1 to do a little tiny bit of a support choke. They have one band that they can use if they really don't want to play against someone.
If you're comfortable on the main healing as either a Stukov or Malfurion, it doesn't really affect you as much if they've already picked the Lucio. You don't have to worry about two bans.
Definitely true. Because either one, they fulfill similar roles. I think Stukov deals a little bit better with burst healing, but either way, some solid healing options available. Jaina and Sonya picked up for 4+1. Jaina also pretty solid with the AoE zone control. Definitely scary to be fighting a Jaina on some of these control points because it's difficult to maneuver in some of them, and you can just get clipped by a Blizzard or a Ring of Frost if that is the ultimate choice. Sonya also picked up again, like no complaints. These are some pretty standard drafts from these two teams, so not really any complaints on our end.
Sad part is we just won't see any cheese tonight.
I'm telling you, man. There's still 2 more picks. Could happen. Could happen.
We could see the Cho'Gall come out on the left side still.
We could see it come out on either side. I feel like it's slightly more likely on the left side if they wanted to run it. Actually, honestly, if you did like Blaze, Greymane, Cho'Gall, Ariel, that would be pretty good. Honestly. They ban out Arthas. Arthas definitely able to deal with Greymane's dive. Kind of can root him in place, throw in his auto attacks, and freeze that dog. I expect. Well, I think it would probably be a support ban from 4+1. Do you think they'd opt for Malfurion or Stukov?
I would see a Stukov being a bigger problem just because of that zoning on the control point.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Jaina can still use her spells in rooted, so I mean, yeah, they go for it.
So they do not want to deal with the AoE silence.
No, well, no one really wants to deal with the AoE silence, to be honest. But again, Lucio actually is able to deal with Malfurion pretty well. At level 13, you can just take the talent that makes him immune to roots, and slows. So, Lucio should be able to maneuver around Blaze and Malfurion if that is the support pickup pretty easily towards the mid to late game. So I kind of like that pick, actually. Just being able to dip in and out of the point, no problem. Again, he could always, make all of that analysis useless by picking a different talent at 13. So we'll see. We'll see what he wants to do.
I mean, Pathetic Wretches do ban the Arthas, which is a great combo with the Lucio.
I'm still holding out for Cho'Gall, guys. I don't think that they've ever shown that they do that. But just saying. All right. Ooh, Deckard.
We get to see the Deckard.
All right. Okay, so you play Deckard specifically in NGS. What do you think about him on Volskaya?
I have not actually played him on Volskaya, but I think he's just great in controlling overall because you get the Lornado and the roots, and there's just nothing you can do against it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But some of the choke points on those control points, Lornado can just tear you apart. And if it's on the conveyor belt, you're crying on the inside.
Oh yeah, point C is gonna be great. Yeah, point C is the bottom objective that has all the conveyor belts, and it's basically just chaos whenever a team fight happens there. But yeah, I agree. Deckard has a substantial amount. That triangle-shaped, route It's just huge. It covers, I think, probably half of the control point if you want to put it on it. So it's basically just saying if you want to take a fight on the control point, you're gonna have to have some way of dealing with Deckard there. Wouldn't
And again,
go.
if you just have the time to set up beforehand, you have those 5 potions out. That's basically an ancestral healing right there.
Yeah, it's just this is also the case where teams are going to be able to make more strategic use of the potions than you would in like your typical like quick match or unranked drafts like solo queue.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing if the pathetic wretches can make the most out of the potions, making sure that they are still available when they need them most instead of just taking incidental damage. It's actually gonna be a little bit tough, right? Because Nazebo is gonna be dealing constant poison damage. So damage over time, if you're missing any health, the potions trigger. So you gotta be a little bit careful of using up your potions too soon because the damage over time is not gonna go away. And then you've already had your potions drink.
And the chrome.
hmm Yeah, Chrome able to just bombard the control point.
I feel like they're basically going for their sustained fights, is what I'm seeing on the
It's
pathetic wretches side.
a little interesting. My experience with Deckard has indicated that he doesn't have as much support as you would not support. He is a support, not as much sustain as you would hope. Uh, if your team is not making the most out of the potion placement. It's really easy to run out of mana on Deckard if your team keeps accidentally drinking potions when they're still at like a 98% health. So that's just something I think actually Nazir was like a pretty solid pick to deal with Deckard, because the damage over time is going to be a little bit difficult for him to deal with. Zebo also great on this map just because it goes late. Typically,
Yeah.
this map allows Nazebo to hit level 20, and which is a huge power spike for him. But I think it's also a pretty big power spike for Deckard if he opts into the Endless Flask, it would be able to potentially deal with all the damage coming out from Nazebo with that talent.
Because then he no longer has to deal with the mana problem at that point.
Yeah, then it's not a problem. You can just keep walking over it. The cooldown for that, I think, did get increased a little bit with the most recent patch, so it's now on a 6-second cooldown instead of a 5-second cooldown for Endless Flask. But I don't, I haven't seen that make a huge difference yet, so.
The only important information out of that was Deckard can still solo bosses.
Yeah, that's true. I think who did that? I think Crow demonstrated that you could do that. Just AFK, take the boss.
It takes a while, but you can do it.
You can do it. There is no boss on this map though, so we don't have to worry about Deckard doing any shenanigans like that. All right, gonna go ahead and get back in the game here. Introduce our teams once again. And again, on the left side, we have Pathetic Wretches, up 1-0 in the series. Roth playing, who is that? That's Greymane. It's the fancy skin. Percival playing Diablo. We have Johio on Blaze, Captain Snail on Deckard, and Slintos playing Chromie.
Alright, and then for 4+ Juan, we have Sonia, we have Geek72 on her. For Nazebo, we have Cancerfish. For Lucio, we have Pedro on. And then ETC, we have Fidel Cashflow on. And then for Jano, we have Grancia Kondo. I think I butchered his name. I feel really bad.
Garant, he should.
Grids?
Kondo? I don't know, man. We'll go with it. Team's going ahead, sieging up in the mid. Sona already breaking off and moving to the bottom lane to pick up the minions. Not losing any XP or not losing any XP there. 4+1 basically immediately moving to lanes, or if not, ETC coming around for the flank. Immediately slides away after getting stuck in the time trap. Nice time trap placement there. Nice Slintos though.
Looks like we're gonna have a standard fight in bot between Blaze and Sonya.
Yep, not much happening there. It should be pretty even if Blaze is able to use his flames to heal up. And Sonya will use Whirlwind, so I expect that lane to be mostly a stalemate. In terms of talents, we do have Deckard picking up the stacking scroll of Identify. So basically, he needs to hit 20 heroes with his root, and then they will have reduced armor the next time they get rooted.
And the duration gets increased by 16 seconds for vision.
Yep, that is correct. Yeah, you know, it's surprisingly useful. But there aren't too many, you know, probably taking it for the armor reduction. There aren't too many bushes around the control points. Oh, not too much about there. So I'm gonna go ahead and picking up a early turret for 4+1. Like one route down on the Fatal Cash Flow. I don't know if he has the slide yet. Doesn't quite. Everything's on cooldown. Use the speed boost to get away. No problem. No, so they finished that. Yeah, it doesn't look like she did. It looked like there was an attempt, but did not actually end up finishing it. The little like helper minion thing on there is down.
Yeah, it looked like Blaze rotated up because he thought there was going to be a team fight,
Mm-hmm.
and then she backed off, not knowing where he was.
Yep. Nice heads of play by both teams. You know, it's just being aware of where the enemy is on the map and not taking any risks. So we have level 4s being picked up by, it looks like, let's see, both teams. Both teams are actually pretty even in XP. Neither team super far ahead in XP. The Shrine fight should be pretty even. 4+1 is moving to take their mercenary camps, as is Pathetic Wretches. Roth opting to not quite take it yet. There looks like they're going to hold that for a little bit, and then maybe capture it later when the control point is actually unlocked to get some additional pressure up there. I think that's fine. We don't really have too many steals. Yeah, Diablo's getting attacked in the top lane, but he is fine. Nothing happening there. Looks like Diablo is going to go ahead and pick up the mercenary camp while he's on his way there. Decker going ahead and setting up his potion. Turret goes out for 4+1. They have pretty solid control over this this point here. Chromie's gonna get a massive AoE on the Sonya. She just gets picked up and dunked on, basically. Where's the danger, right, with Chromie on this point? Is that you barely know where the attacks are coming from, and then you're dead.
And there's no indication on her Dragon's Breath. It just comes down, and you're either deleted or you're literally just thankful.
Hey, thanks for the host. Thanks for the host, Professor Bobo. You're gonna get that thanks like 2 minutes later, but Gravesville mentioning that NGS is here, so welcome, guys. I believe that this is one of the last matches of the night for NGS, so hoping to see a good showing from Pathetic Wretches and 4+1 here. Once again, this is Division C West for those just joining us. Pathetic Wretches in control of this shrine. This shrine. I don't know what map we're on anymore. Ooh, look at that 5-man route.
Beautiful 5-man.
And not too much follow-up. Looks like Rob is going in for ETC. He gets out with well, he was going to, but Diablo grabs him and takes him out.
Ooh, and Chromie gets that with the Dragon Breath again.
Yeah, I didn't even see that happen. Lucia probably didn't either. Just that, you know, that range damage is just nuts sometimes. So, nice work from Pathetic Wretches. Getting that 3 love. Almost going down, had about 100 health left there. Looks like Pathetic Wretches are gonna go and siege this. Geek 72, you're pushing it, man. Almost gets taken out by that laser. I think you had like 70 health left. Yeah, Protector going ahead, sieging up the top fort now. I like what they're doing. They're just going ahead and picking up the XP from the walls. They're not really burning the Protector on the fort just yet. You know, they're trying to get an XP lead for the next control point. And so it looks like they are going to, again, have the level and maybe talent to your advantage. Diablo's hoping to stack up in the mid lane while we're at it, but looks like Diablo's eyeing that. Yep. Okay. Not too much happening in the mid lane. I'm gonna go ahead and check in on the level 7 talents here. Well, okay. Lucio goes down. I didn't see that. Was that too?
I'm assuming the Chromie got a shot off.
Ooh, here comes the temporal loop. Nice combo on the Fatal Cash Flow there. First of all, going ahead and tanking up the towers for his team. Deckard actually did go with the shield on the potion for his team. I like it a lot to deal with the damage over time coming from Evo. Definitely helps out a bit when, you know, he's throwing frogs and spiders at everyone.
Yeah, just having that small shield can help out.
Apocalypse. Nice combo on the Janna. That is going to be a dead Janna for sure. You know, Pathetic Wretches not wasting any time with their level 10 and getting a pick there.
It's using the bunker to siege.
Yeah.
It's a quick cooldown. Only 50 seconds now, still, so
It's true.
that's easily going to be up in the next team fight.
Yeah, I mean the next control point hasn't even spawned yet, so Pathetic Wretches going ahead and pushing their level 10 advantage, getting this mid fort down. Like 4+1 trying to soak up in the meantime. I actually do like the temporal loop against 4+1. It's one of the cases where, you know, Lucio doesn't have a cleanse. Nazeebo and Jaina will eventually have ice block, but you know, if you can take Lucio out of the fight, you're doing pretty well for yourself. Looks like 4+1 coming up to the top, trying to defend their fort before this control point spawns. We'll see if they're able to do it. They're gonna go ahead and hit level 10 here. Real shortly. We'll see what they pick up. You can see Alps from Mosh Pit immediately. We have the standard Sound Bearer. It looks like Gargantuan on Nazeebo. Jaina picks up Ring of Frost, and Sonya is holding. It is Leap. Alright, so we're gonna have Sonya leaping into the back line of Pathetic Wretches. We have Pathetic Wretches going and taking their siege camp once again. Deckard going ahead and laying down some potions for Roth as he finishes up that camp. At the same time, we have 4+1 mirroring that pressure. Both of these camps are gonna be up in the top lane, so not, you know, too much pressure gonna happen there. Down on the bottom, we have both lanes trying to push out the lane. For preparation for the control point. It looks like Pathetic Wretches were trying to set up for a gank. Quite come to fruition there. Deckard, why are you putting the potions there, man? Yeah, in the meantime, we're gonna see if they can get a pick on Blaze. I don't want it's a little bit tough with just Jaina and HC, I think. The Blizzard goes down, so it's gonna take a little bit to come back up. If 4+1 rotates fast enough, they can't get this pick. Lucio is trying to speed on up there. I think Johanna's gonna walk away, no problem though.
Now, Pathetic Wretches does have the healing camp and a turret, so...
Yeah, so they're stocked. 4+1 doesn't have any bonus items for themselves. They're also down a talent tier, so... It's a little bit of a dangerous situation. If they can get a good mosh... Okay. Alright, Sonya gets pulled. Mosh pit goes down to 2 people. Apocalypse comes out and interrupts that, though. No problem. Here comes Ring of Frost. I don't think it hit anyone. Soundbearer comes out a little late to save Sonya there. No one goes down on the side of Pathetic Wretches. 4+1 does lose Sonya there. That time trap does still affect Sonya when she's in the air, it turns out. So you have a little bit of extra time to prepare. Oh, Soundbearer is already used. That's almost a full combo on Jaina. Greymane dives trying to confirm that kill, but doesn't manage to quite get that. Pathetic Wretches is going ahead and sieging up onto. You know, gonna go ahead and take that control point.
I feel like at this point you just have to give the protector and just push in somewhere else.
Yeah, you know,
try to catch up on that XP league.
Yeah, definitely. You know, as we saw from Division A, you know, it is possible still to come back in these games, and you know, make a comeback eventually. We do have a fight over the support camp though. Both teams have actually abandoned the control point. This is a little bit dangerous still. 4+1 still does not have their level. You know, 13 talents. Real Casual trying to mount up, and Sonya jumps onto Greymane. Nice counter kill there, but Chromie's just like, you know what? I don't need to be close to you to kill you, so, you know, nice work there.
Chromie about halfway through completing her quest, so she's one of those late game heroes.
Yes, definitely one of the dangers. Checking in on all the quests actually. Deckard's about halfway through. Most of the heroes are actually halfway through their quests. Nazeebo did finish up Widowmakers at level 1, so his Corpse Spiders are now enhanced. Jaina is, you know, 3 Raging Globes away. Nice combo on to...
Beautiful flip.
Soundbearer does land. Chromie does not manage to land the combo. Looks like all sorts of stuff happening. Nazeebo gets grabbed back. Nazeebo's trying to run away, but he's separated from his team a little bit. Nice slide from ETC to reposition himself. Ring of Frost lands at 2 people, but Sonya goes down in the meantime. Does save ETC, but is unable to really save Sonya there. So nice work, but not quite enough to save them from going down there. That was a
Beautiful
really, that
flip.
was a really nicely placed Chromie combo, I gotta admit. The Protector for the side of Pathetic Wretches gonna go ahead and looks like siege down the mid keep.
There, is he just going all the way to bot?
Well, there's a fort there. I don't know if you forgot about that or not, but yeah, looks like he's gonna go. They're gonna go ahead and siege up on this bottom.
Just open up the map.
Real quick. Yep, just playing it slow. It's okay, I guess. You are up level 16 to 13. There's still not quite a risk that Nazebo actually gets to that level, at level 20. So it's fine to take it a little bit easier right now. Falindrith is up. I don't know if Lucy's gonna have time to use it though, as he gets carried back to the beginning for that temporal loop. Yeah, man, Chromie just getting massive amounts of value with those with those picks here. Really, 4+1 really having a hard time dealing with it. Yeah,
Yeah, about 8 seconds left in the Protector. At least going to get this wall.
Yeah, they'll be able to get the wall. They might even be able to get the keep as well. Loose it down for another second. I believe they want to try to siege this up and get the keep. They're gonna go ahead and back off though. Nazebo is pushing by himself in the top lane, trying to make up that experience deficit for his team. They are down about 4,000 XP in heroes, and they're down really far in structures. But if they're still even in minions, so if they're able to somehow even out those your early XP leads, they can get back into this game. You gotta be careful though. Before I think Wretches are gonna go ahead and do an invade. Nice combo. The Apocalypse gets 3 people, and it's just taken out. Mosh Pit goes down, but it looks like it was canceled as Field Cashflow tries to get out. Real solid engage there by Pathetic Wretches. Edgefish manages to get out. They're fine. Nice interrupt. I don't know actually what interrupted ETC there. We might be able to go back and take a look real quick if I can get that set up fast enough. We're gonna go ahead and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do a replay of that last fight there. Diablo just manages to get a really good Apocalypse there, and 2 people removed from the fight before it even begins. So ETC I think actually did either self-cancel that mosh pit as he had to run away from the rest of the team. Meanwhile, they do get a counter kill on Blaze. Real nice work by 4+1. That is what they need to come back in this game for sure. They got a massive amount of XP from that, and they're really close to level 16, and will be able to take the next capture points fight on an even talent tier.
It looks like there's a little miscommunication there, as no one took the turret.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess Percival and Slintos were the only people who could have grabbed that, so not quite able to pick that up. But it doesn't matter. Definitely, on point there, able to pick up a Jaina. The Chromie, Chromie combo was a little early, but the Deckard route also a really good combo with the temporal loop, because you know exactly where people are going to be, and you can time it right.
There's the stay a while listen.
Doesn't
hit anyone,
but hey, yeah, I don't think we've seen that yet in any of the fights.
No, he got interrupted earlier.
Yeah, Ice Black on Nazebo, able to dodge all of the damage coming out there, not get stunned. Roth is super low. We'll see if Geek is able to land a spear to get that, but he is in a little bit too deep. They actually do use the healing pulse early though, so that is a good item to burn on the side of 4+1. Alright, 4+1 looks like they are going to clean up that top camp that's pushing in on their keep. And Pathetic Wretches are going to add a 3rd turret to their arsenal. So it's basically like having Gazlo on your team, right? You just put all the
pretty much
down, and you just
on those conveyor belts, it's not a fun time.
Yeah, this is a difficult point for sure. I think one of the hardest ones to deal with, ETC does go in, tries to get a mosh pit, doesn't hit anyone.
Those turrets are just melting ETC.
Yeah, unfortunately, the mosh pit doesn't land on anyone. It usually doesn't cancel either. Is that how it
is
works?
something I have not seen before.
Is that how Stay Wild Listen works on the conveyor belt? Because that is incredible. It doesn't. I think it hit one person, but I think just seeing that was worth it.
I did not know that's what happens.
I didn't either, but you know, the more you know. So the Pathetic Wretch was able to pick up the protector here for themselves. You know, gonna go ahead and do a replay on that fight in the bottom lane. ETC does manage, it hits no one. Sunbear comes out, but it gets interrupted by the Apocalypse, and he eventually goes down. The Ring of Frost did land on one person there, but you know, just gets into the bunker, and there's not really anything to do with that. And yeah, you know, stay around and listen. Turns out that the cone does rotate with Deckard's facing. So. Meanwhile, back in the real game, Janet goes down once again as the Protector shoot, you know, just assaults this core. I believe that this is going to be game. There's still 57 seconds on the Protector as Lucio falls. So I expect that this is going to be game here. Level 20s were picked up. I mean, we do have Endless Flask, so...
They get to stay there for a while.
They get to stay there, yeah. They do get to stay and listen for a while, that's for sure. Alright, Pathetic Wretches take this series 2-0 against 4+1, earning themselves a domination victory over in the C West Division. Still laughing about that. Stay while I'm listening. Just
yeah, that's something that will catch your opponents off guard.
Well, I mean, it caught us off guard. So, yeah. Real solid work there. 20 kills to 2. Just, I mean, man, those Chromie temporal loops basically almost always got value. Just really difficult to deal with as Lucio. So, you know, solid pickup there by the Chromie. Cool. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and throw the talents up and see if we can't get someone from Pathetic Wretches to do an interview. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and, well, I guess Murphy too. So we'll be back hopefully real soon. Hey everyone, welcome back. We have Roth here with an interview on Pathetic Wretches. That was like the worst intro ever. Sorry, dude. Hang on. I'm going to redo that. We have Roth here from Pathetic Wretches to talk to us about the games that, you took them pretty convincingly, 2-0 in the series. How does that feel?
It feels great. I mean, we've been really hoping for a couple more solid wins this season, so it feels really, really good to finally get them. And then this, towards the end of the season, if we needed these wins in order to have a shot, and it's a long shot. Mm-hmm. It is a shot.
Yeah. Well, definitely this helps going up 2-0 in the series. Talk to us about. I do want to ask about the Chromie pick. It seems to have been very effective. Talk to us about that a little bit.
Oh, that's a funny story actually. Slintos Brian, he loves Chromie, and I don't think everyone else, we all sort of hate Chromie. I don't know how else to say it, but we hate playing with Chromie. I hate playing against Chromie. Nobody likes Chromie at all, ever. And he's just this big fan of it, and we like to play it in Team League, but he was a little nervous to try it out in NGS because it's not... I think the biggest weakness with Chromie in general is her consistency, right? Mm-hmm. Like she has burst damage and she can finish kills and you can even set up kills with loop, but it's really hard if you don't have another solid source of damage on your team to make her fit. So when we're able to draft something like Greymane and we know that there's going to be some solid damage, or even a bruiser like Blaze who can put out some damage himself, then we're more comfortable picking it. And this is one of the first times we've had the chance, and it's a great map for it. And so I knew he wanted to do it, and we felt pretty good going in. So we're like, all right, you can do it. And he ended up doing very, very well.
Yeah, I mean, he made it look consistent, that's for sure. Every time Temporal Loop came out, it was just...
Oh, that's the other... Sorry to interrupt you. That's the other thing is that's our first time trying Deckard in NGS.
Oh, yeah. And, tell us about that. We actually had a little bit of a freak out because we didn't actually know what would happen if he used Sterile and Lissel on the conveyor belts. That was really weird to watch. But yeah, tell us about the thinking behind Deckard on this map.
I mean, it was sort of the same thing. It's just, I mean, I'm not convinced that Deckard is the strongest pick ever. I think he has some weaknesses, but Captain Snail just loves Deckard. and Joe loves Deckard, and Percy doesn't like Deckard. So it's sort of tough. They're just like, please let me play Deckard, please let me play Chromie. And so we decided that with the comp we had, where we're sort of playing back, we want to poke with Chromie. Deckard works there, and then we can get some ancient values or ancient blessings value with Greymane. So it really just fit, and we felt pretty confident going in that we could try out this thing, and this was the right map to try it on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, definitely comfort picks are always, a good thing to have on this map.
And Snail really loves to set up. They really love the ceiling scroll sandblast combo.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean we've had some success with that in quick match, but it's a little different sometimes.
Yeah, well, I mean, it probably feels real good to know that it still works even in NGS.
It does feel really good. I'm really happy for him. But now I know it's just gonna be constant. Let me Chromie.
Yeah, you're never gonna be able to get him to shut up about that, I think.
Yeah.
After this game. Murphy, you got any questions for Roth here?
That first game, you guys were basically up 4 or 5 levels, I think it was. What do you think actually contributed to that?
Oh man, well, I forgot the name of the player, but the Medivh player. Let me tell you what's going on in our heads when he invaded. Do you guys remember him invading?
We do remember the invasion.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm on the siege camp, and someone says Medivh's missing, and I'm like, okay, he's probably gonna come scout this out. But everyone else is showing on the map, so I'm like, it's fine. I'm just gonna take it and I'll trade with him. And then he sees me, and then he drops out of bird form, and the portal comes down, and they're like, do you need help? And I'm like, no, I'm fine. Before this, then the portal comes down, and I'm like, suddenly, please help me right now. And then fortunately, nobody had paid attention to me. Both my teammates were coming to help. And I thought that a screaming, charging Diablo was going to come out of the portal and kill me. I mean, I thought I was dead to rights. But it was very brave from the Medivh, and he would have killed me had my allies not paid attention, which is great.
It was looking pretty dicey for a while.
Yeah, I thought I was dead, dude. I had prayed, I'd crossed myself, I thought it was over. But fortunately, I made it out. It was close.
Yeah.
By no merit of my own. Let's put it that way. But once we had that, we felt like we really had a momentum swing because we had the top camp going. We felt like we had an opportunity to get the bruiser camp. We were able to set up on the bot tribute, and so we really just felt pretty strong going into that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely it was the case where you managed to grab that tempo early and then just never really let it go.
And I think. We just played. I really love Tyrael. Percival plays an excellent Tyrael, and whenever we can take Tyrael and Greymane comfortably, I feel very comfortable diving past into backline, especially someone like Medivh or Stukov. And you have the movement speed and the attack speed, and it just really enables the dive. And so as soon as we had the first 1 or 2 fights that happened where I knew I'd be able to dive comfortably, I felt like we were in a pretty strong position.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Murphy, I feel like I cut you off. Did you have another question?
Well, yeah, I was saying, I know Bloody made the point where you guys prioritized the camps heavily, and he at one point said, you get a turret, you get a turret. And...
Yeah, I mean, if I'm honest with you, macro is my weakest point. I'm just not good at it. So the easy answer for what to do is just take everything. Like, just do everything, and then it might not be optimal, but it's better than nothing.
Cool. All right. Well, so you say it is a long shot to playoffs. How long are we talking? What does it look like for you guys next week?
Well, the last time I checked, I think we needed 2 teams to get dominated, and then we needed to dominate tonight, and then dominate our game next week, and then we would be tied for 8th. I think with 2 other teams. I think it puts us at 9 points along with 2 other teams. But that was the last time I checked, and I'm not sure if it's been updated since then.
So I'm looking at it now for you. With that win, you guys are sitting in around 9th place, with Psycho Swarm, Cloud Mines, and Arrogant Nephilim right around the same area. It's one of those things where if you guys can get the dominate, and like you said, if they just get dominated against the other teams, you guys can actually still play.
That's exactly what we were thinking. And I don't think it's going to break any of our hearts if we don't make it. We're all in it for each other and the experience and just having fun. So like I said, it's not going to break our hearts if we don't make it. But we would be really, really, really excited. I think we'd all really enjoy it.
Really hype. Yeah, I think next week you have a game versus Psychoswarm, which is going to be a pretty important one. So
it really does. It puts us on the spot, and I think we have the talent. I was talking before the game. I think we do have the talent. It's just how do we put it together and make a cohesive game and a game plan. Sometimes I'm not going to give anything away in case Psychoswarm is listening, but we definitely have strats that work and strats that don't work. So we have to figure out how to make the strats that don't work. Yeah, it sounds pretty ambiguous, but it makes sense in my head.
All right, sounds good, man. Well, good luck in your playoff attempts. Hopefully you can do it. I believe. Just you maybe just pull out the Chromie if all else fails. So.
Well, they're going to be asking for it. I promise. They're going to be. Can we first pick Deckard Chromie, please? Not counterable.
Yeah, we'll see about that. But all right, guys. Cool. Good luck. All right. I think that about does it for me and Murphy here. Thanks for joining me on this double header, Murphy. Where can people find you if they want to talk to you or find out more?
I pretty much float around all over the NGS. I am the captain of the VG Dadbods team in Division D, so I'm hoping to co-cast a couple more games with other people. But again, I'm pretty much around anywhere in general and whatnot.
Cool. Well, hope to have you back at some point. Once again, I'm Falindrith. You can find me here at this here Twitch channel, also on Twitter, and basically under that name most places on the internet. So I think if you like some of these NGS casts, go ahead and hit the follow button for more notifications on when the games are going live. I think all the casters tend to host each other too, so just go ahead and follow all of us. You'll see most of the games, I think, or just do the multi-Twitch thing where you have like 4 of the games up at the same time. But yeah, that about does it for me for tonight. Thanks again, Murphy, for joining me, and we'll see you around.
Yeah, thanks again for casting us, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Gareth. All right, cool.